Shakespeare said, "Oh, what a tangled web we weave when first we practice to deceive." When this enters the English language, it becomes one of the most powerful idioms. Oh, what a tangled web we weave when first we practice to deceive basically means that when you lie or act dishonestly, you are initiating problems in a domino structure, network, and allegiances of complications, which eventually will run out of control. Right, this is a structure of the, see the middle, it says paradigm. The stories, the false narrative. The narcissist creates the false narrative to all the actors, actresses in the play. Then the second part, symbols. This is the modem. This is what connects the narcissist to the second heaven. The portals, the altars, the gateways, the doors, the stargates, CERN, and the occult. The power structure. This is the agreement that the Satanists, worshiping Satanists, have with all or any of the works of the flesh. Organizational structures. These are the networks, the allegiances, the triangles. You're either with the kingdom of darkness or the kingdom of light. You are either bringing in other people that are worshiping Satanists into your purpose to deceive, or you are triangulating with the children of God. Those are... Okay, the next part. The control systems. So the narcissist uses isolation, triangulation of their other network and allegiances to their other worshiping Satanists, the flying monkeys, their minions, the people that worship them, their family, their friends, their acquaintances. They use gaslighting, and they use that mirror of Satan, which means that if they're abusing you and stealing from you and taking custody of your children, you're the one that's abusing them, taking custody of their children, and you are the one that is trying to kill them. So they use that mirror of control systems. Then we have rituals and routines. These are worshiping Satanists that through the works of the flesh are acting in adultery, fornication, promiscuousness, false accusations, heresies, dissensions, hate. Basically, they are tapping and they're plugging into all the works of the... Okay, so in the middle of this, the tangled web we weave is a paradigm. Basically, that also represents the all-seeing eye, and basically Satan, how he sees himself. And when the narcissist does their thing, and they use this structure, they are tapping into the paradigm of the way that they see the situation, because Satan thinks he's a victim. So therefore, the narcissist is a victim. All the things that the narcissist is doing to you, he's a victim of the demonic mirror that you are actually doing to them. So I am the abuser. I'm the crazy Jesus freak. And he has to get away from me for his own safety because I'm in a religious cult. Which is really funny since I have no friends. I have no family. I have no church. It's just me and God sitting down with the Bible very frequently. Okay, so last night I went upstairs and the narcissist was getting a phone call that he didn't answer. So I was brushing my teeth and I asked him who was calling. Anyway, the narcissist went crazy and now I have to move out immediately and he's not helping me pay the rent. Then he finally started talking to the person on the phone. He said about 4 or 5 of the F words, as adjectives in the sentences, to the person he was speaking to, and which makes him in agreement with lewdness and uncleanness, which are one of the works of the flesh. So he told the person on the phone, "I am an ungrateful female dog," and then, the C word. So then he calls the landlord up by text, which he probably didn't, but he said he did. And then he said that he was not renewing the lease, and so we needed to move out by April 9th. So what happened? Here? The narcissist has to keep his new girlfriend, his new supply, in control. He also has to keep all of his aunts, who have a lot of money, that are helping him. He has to keep them under control. And he has to keep everyone tied into the false narrative. And he has to keep them all under control. And then he also has to keep me under control. And he has to control all the other players in the situation. And there are many, many people that he's manipulating. So again, the tangled webbed we weave. The tangled webbed we weave. Forget how it goes, I'm sorry. The tangled webbed we weave when first we practice to deceive. So this is that, juggling of the plate, so to speak, and the narcissist, I'll call it narcissistville, which is the false narrative and false accusations. So the narcissist came home last night in a new car worth $40,000, and he has no driver's license. So someone else had to put the car in their name, the title in their name, and the insurance in their name. The good news is that the van that was in my name that I insured for him, whom is an unlicensed driver, is now out of my name, and I don't have to pay insurance, and I don't have the liability. So basically, that car got untangled. So I have to thank Jesus, Father, and the Holy Spirit. However, please realize that I am operating in the flesh, and when I first realized this, part of me is still trying to hold on to that part of the relationship. But then the spirit part of me, is saying, hey, look, this is being untangled for you. This is what you wanted. So he sold the van for $8,700, and the check is in my name. He needs me to cash the check so that he can finalize a new car purchase the next day. The tangled web we weave when first we practice to deceive. So, as I continue the story, so I'm flipping out at this point. My flesh is taking over. I'm extremely emotional, and I don't understand why I'm fighting for this relationship. I know that part of me is fighting for the fact that I want to remedy my character. I want people to know the truth about what's really going on. And I know at some level that he's created this false narrative with all the players. And part of me wants to fight for my righteousness and my character. But when I go there, I start to act in the flesh, and I start to be in allegiance to this narcissist. And that's why they do that. Panic attacks. I'm like hyperventilating at work. I'm crying at work. I'm a mess. See, God's revealed to me what the machinations of the narcissist are. The narcissist wants me to be homeless because he's moving in with his new girlfriend and he's going to live there for free. Or not only free, but he's going to help her pay her bills. But he's going to leave me with the bills where I'm at so that I'm homeless. Or he's going to move me out of his condo and move his new girlfriend in. And what he realizes is that if I'm homeless, I will not be able to have custody of my daughter because I don't have the support or a house for her. These were the truths that were revealed to me by God. I didn't hear God say it to me, but I can hear it in my mind. So he calls his aunt today to triangulate and tangle his web of deceit against me. So she's on the speakerphone, and I hear her say, so his aunt's on speakerphone, and I hear her say, that woman is completely unstable and crazy. You need to get away from her as soon as possible. And now I realize the demonic mirror of projection. So I'm a crazy Christian abusing him with, the truth. And I'm in a religious cult by myself. So his family is helping him escape from me so that I don't kill him. And then I hear her say that she is so afraid for him that he has to get away from me absolutely immediately. And they're all trying to protect him from me. So this is the false narrative. And combined with isolating all the actors in his play and all the players, he is controlling a false narrative. He is controlling and manipulating all the actors that are in allegiance with his kingdom of darkness. He is in control of the scenery. So the narcissist is also controlling the scenery. He's controlling the whole narrative of the whole thing. And before he got her on the phone, he was telling me how much he loved his new girlfriend and she was beautiful and a good person, and that he was going to give her $1,000 to live there. And I was going to be homeless, childless, all because I'm treason according to the kingdom of darkness. So he's controlling the situation and all the allegiance to all of his network. He is creating a stage. Every single actor and person in his life, he's creating a false narrative against me and against them. As this is happening, I can identify the other worshiping Satanists. And most people don't even realize that they are in allegiance with a Satanist when they do this. So they are in the network with him. They are in allegiance with him. It looks like a triangle. It's a structure, and it's a power structure. So God is teaching me that there's an allegiance of the network of not only the narcissist, but all of his entourage, all of his family, all of his support system. They are all in allegiance to what? The false network. The false narrative. They are all in allegiance to the paradigm. They all see his reality the way that he sees it. This also represents the all-seeing eye of Satan. Satan believes he's a victim. He's trying to get everybody on board to see the world in his paradigm the way that he sees it. So then he says if I don't cash the check for the van, he'll have to take me to court because his aunt has a lot of money and he will win custody and I will lose my daughter. So what is happening here? If I go to bank to cash the check that is in my name, it will make him happy. He starts to love bomb me again, like we're going to get back together, because he needs me to go to the bank to cash the check because he needs $8,700. What is happening here? Basically, he needs me to do something for him. So I become an allegiance to him to cash this check. Why? Because I don't want to lose my daughter in custody to him. I don't want that to happen. So I did what he wanted. So then at the bank, there were issues cashing the check, and they couldn't process it. So narcissist is screaming about he'll never deal with this bank again. And I swear to you, he says under his breath, I will bomb this place. This is a great example of a demonically possessed person. He goes to the bank and says he's going to bomb them because he's not getting his check cashed. So narcissist is getting his new car and is paying for my rent for 1 month. Narcissist is moving in with his new girlfriend, and now the car. Okay, so the narcissist is going to be moving in with his new girlfriend. Now I don't have a car that I'm insuring by an unlicensed person. And I am sure that the new girlfriend thinks I'm a crazy female dog gold digger that's ungrateful for all the wonderful things that he's done to me through all of his narcissist abuse, because she doesn't know the whole narrative. She only knows the paradigm that he has taught her, and by isolating her with me, he gets to tell me what he wants to tell me and gets to tell her what he wants to tell her. And without actually being in the same room, nobody realizes they're being played. So there was a movie called Diary of a Mad Black Woman, where she walks in and there's all these new clothes in her closet. And she thinks that they're for her. But actually what this man has done is moved his new mistress in, and they're married. He literally threw her out of the door of the house.